So a couple of days ago, I was approached by somebody on, I think it was Instagram, and they had a fashion brand that they were starting. They wanted me to do a shoot. So I was like, I'm gonna get into fashion, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. So I started asking him a couple of questions and everything. I'm trying to get to the scope of what he was trying to do for his brand. And, so I sent him an email and asking, what's the scope? How many models? What's the location? Are you providing the location? Because I don't know where you want to shoot at. Just tell me a little bit more about the brand and what you're trying to do. He responded with, it'll be an 8-hour shoot. So this is all day. And he wants all the unedited images from an 8-hour shoot. I was paused for a minute because, okay, I don't normally do the unedited. That's unedited. I don't normally give unedited photos out. 1, 2. There's these are 40 megabyte files, so an all-day shoot could yield several hundred of photos. So if you take 200 photos, which it won't be that many, it won't be that low, it'll be much higher than that. To get all them photos, 40 megabytes is a lot. Then you gotta have somewhere to store them. I can't put all those even on unedited CR3 files on Pixieset or anything like that. And does he even have the capability to do anything with these photos to store them? I don't know. But so instead of telling, I told him I normally don't do that as part of my creative process. But I did tell him that, however, if you wouldn't like all the unedited photos, then we can work an arrangement out and discuss how much that would cost you to have the unedited photos provided to you. So charge them for 8-hour day. That's a full day of work. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like a $500 for a full day of work. That wouldn't work. So you're already talking about over $1,000 or something like that for a full day's work. Then you're talking about providing all the unedited photos, not a certain number of looks and everything, but you just want all the unedited photos, and that's how it would come. So that would be another cost, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, depending on where it is, you got to tack on, all this stuff's probably built in, tack on, where am I going with this stuff? You know what I'm saying? And then my question is, so now you're talking about maybe doing it inside of a hotel. So now I almost 100% will probably need to bring lighting. So now I'm bringing lights, modifiers, stands, of course extra batteries, probably will bring my power station and all this other stuff. So anyways, I explained all this stuff to him and everything, and then I asked him, do you want to do what are you doing on Thursday? Because I was on a trip. What are you doing Thursday? I'd like to have a call with you and talk to you in person, just to find out more about the brand and clarify some stuff, and just have a one-on-one face-to-face, not face-to-face, but a conversation, so we can kind of figure out what we can do to make this work. And that was it. I never heard from him again. So I don't know if I scared him off. I don't know if it was fake, but the Instagram kind of posts where people talk to you. You don't know if they, legit or not. Now I looked at his Instagram page, showed some pictures of him and the outfits and everything seemed pretty straightforward. It wasn't, people, when they do a brand on Instagram, they only have the stuff related to their business on there. So they didn't have a lot of posts that seemed pretty genuine, didn't seem kind of, scammy. But I guess it's just, he just wanted all of them, and we didn't even talk about the price yet, what it was going to cost. We just talked about the fact that it was going to cost additional. So we hadn't even got to that point yet, and it was kind of scared off. And I normally do contracts for everything, even if I'm doing TFP shoots. So I would 100% have to do a contract for this one, telling what he, explaining, getting, the good idea of what he wanted, explaining what I'm gonna provide, explaining all the other stuff. Like he'd have to pay me half up front. This is something that's gonna happen in December. So in order for him to lock in whatever day that is and figure out what day he's gonna do it, he'd have to have the date, time, location, so I can put it in the contract and then book. You know what I'm saying? I wanna make sure all that's lined up, but again, he popped smoke. So I don't know if I was too aggressive with that. I just think some people just don't want to pay. You know what I'm saying? Or don't want any, they just want somebody to come out there and shoot. And I want to shoot. I love to shoot. I shoot all the time. You know what I'm saying? I love, I welcome the chance to shoot, these brands and everything, but I've been shooting for a minute and I can't do, kind of haphazard because people will take advantage of you, so you just taking pictures or whatever not, you know what I'm saying? And you won't get what you're worth. I got a business, so I got to run a business. So, but I don't know why he did not communicate back, and I didn't follow up. Like I said, I had the last word, so if he replied to that, that'd be different. But he never replied back to what I was saying. I don't have this information. I'm not gonna nag nobody. Just gonna move on to the next unless he hits me back up. So that's that. Just thought I'd share that. If you have any comments or anything like that, just drop them down below, and see you in the next one.